Here we are at the world's most famous racing circuit, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, for perhaps my most important Xfinity race of the season, as this is a track which I grew up 40 miles from. Therefore, this is the one on my calendar that I want to win more than any other race on the Xfinity series. It's going to be tough. Indianapolis is a super speedway, though the corners are flat, so it has some short track qualities to it, if you can believe it. This is going to be a difficult race, but hopefully, at the end of a 50% distance, we will be at the front. Let's qualify. Well, the car felt surprisingly hooked up until I got a little too low in turn 4, almost spun the car out, but we're going to cross the line at some point. There it is, 29th. Not bad. If I hadn't screwed up, we would have been much higher in the field, but that's a really decent qualifying effort for us. And as Ryan Reed is on the pole in the Die-ah-beetus 250, we are going to try to chase him down and, well, 28 other drivers. At Indianapolis, let's get going. All right, here we come down for the green flag at Indianapolis. We're trying to do a 4-wide start there at the just out in front of us, but we are underway and racing. 12 laps in stage 1, presumably is 12 laps in stage 2. Probably about twice a regular stage for the final one. So we are racing, we are going, and into turn 2 we are. Does that make any sense? It's kind of Yoda talk, but whatever. Here we go down the back straightaway. Lost a couple positions to Armstrong and Kennedy. We'll be all right here, just getting a little bit of contact there with Armstrong again. It's a 50% race, so we should be a little conservative, or be able to be a little bit conservative at the start of these races, using the Canaan line up here at the top. I can use all the IndyCar references because, of course, the Lilly Die-ah-beetus 200 is not the most important race at this track. But as you saw, Logano, a rival of ours, put us in the wall out of turn 4, so using that Canaan line or the Thomas Scheckter line or whatever you want to call it, insert driver who uses the high line that's not Kyle Larson here as we work it into turn 1 once again, looking behind Logano. I think we can probably slice to the inside of him if Armstrong bullies him just a little bit. Good run off at turn 2, down the back straightaway, in behind Armstrong. And a good run. I took a lot of tape off the grill for this track. Seeing as our super speedway game has been bad by putting a bunch of tape on the grill, and somebody in the comments said you actually suck up better in the Xfinity cars by taking tape off the grill, so we're going to try that. Nice short shoot move down to the inside of Kennedy, but I got a little too low there in turn number 4, and again Logano's going to get around because I wasn't smart enough to get in front of him, allow him to bump draft me down the straightaway. We lose 2 positions. You can see what a momentum track Indianapolis is. You lose a little bit of time, a little bit of momentum, you're absolutely screwed going down the very long straightaways on this track. Underneath Armstrong once again, we will get him, well, side by side, a little bit of contact. Now we'll be side by side, but again, I lose a little bit of momentum. Armstrong back around the outside, and we're going to have to keep Ryan Sieg at bay for now. So down the back straightaway, we're going to sneak up behind Armstrong, try to get a nice draft here going into turn 3. Thankfully, Indianapolis is the type of track where things tend to spread out a little bit, so that'll help us in the long run, because I feel like this car is very good. We just get it working properly, or at least the driver working properly. I think we'll be all right. As I got into Armstrong just a little bit there. Now Logano's on the bottom. Will he come all the way up into me, or can we get a 2-for-1 deal at Kmart? I'm going to try. Nope. Logano holds tough there. Almost got into the back of him there, but hold just to the inside. I think we'll clear Armstrong here in the short shoot between 1 and 2. And Logano, I shouldn't have done that. We'll go up into the wall. Morgan Shepherd will hit me. We get the yellow. Yeah, that was stupid. Trying to pass a rival on the inside, especially one that was already aggravated, was dumb. But all right, so it's all looking good there. We're going to come in early on in this race, get it repaired, get it back out here. So now we are up at least on fuel and tires. So with fresh tires, can we do something? We know we got a lot of rivals back here, so that's going to make things a little bit difficult getting up through the pack, but I think we'll be able to do it. Halfway through stage 1 already. work up top here for now. Actually, as the pack pulls away, that's probably a good thing. It looks like a bad thing right now, but we'll be able to run an ideal line through turn 2 and really get off of there good. So now in behind the boss, Carl Long. Look at this run we've got. Now, can we capitalize on it? That's going to be the question. The outside of Carl Long. And wreck Garrett Smithley. Smithley will save it, at least for now. Yes, he does save it. But that was kind of unfortunate for me to do that to Garrett Smithley. Sorry, Garrett. Did not mean to, but it's probably going to mean he's going to be a rival as well. That will expand our rivals field to at least 12. It'll probably be more than that by the end of this race, I would imagine. Okay, so we know we can't just dive it off into the corner quite that way. Ty Majeski, we know he's a big-time rival, but let's try not to aggravate him. We'll go underneath Majeski and pass Carl Long going into turn number 2. That was a nice, clean pass right there, so that's good. But Lupton, Light, Brown, those guys are all rivals, so we've got to be careful. Black, I got the wrong color. Instead of brown, I called him, or instead of black, I called him brown. But regardless, we are catching up to Stephen Light, getting in behind Dylan Lupton here. We're going to just try to give Lupton the best draft possible here. We'll get into him just a little bit. Just trying to get him underneath Light cleanly, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. We're just going to try not to upset Light, and now we've upset him because he's suddenly sped up. Don't take me out, don't take me out. Okay, well, he didn't take me out. And we work around him in turn 1, but he's going to get into me a little bit. Got into me just a little bit. We'll work way to the outside of Lupton. That's not going to work because Stephen Light's going to be there. He's going to put me in the wall if I'm not careful. So we're just going to bash into him. We know we're going to be rivals here. So, oh boy, all the way down the back straightaway. This is a dangerous game.
Hold your line.
And he tried to Jimmy Spencer me into turn 3, but I guess I was a better driver than Kurt Busch there for just a second because I didn't get wrecked.
Still there.
We work around the outside of Light, and this time we clear him. And get a really good run off of turn 4. Wow, look at this. Down the main straightaway, in behind Ray Black. We have Morgan Shepherd as well up there. Lifting off into turn 1, running that high line, which for whatever reason seems to be working right now. And we're just methodically working our way up. There's Ray Black down to the inside, still can't quite clear him there. In behind Morgan Shepherd now. We of course had a senior moment in the last race at Loudon. So we got to be careful going around him. I think he's a rival as well as Ray Black Jr. Getting into me just a little bit. And we'll drive around the outside of Ray Black, around the outside of Morgan Shepherd. Through turn 4, we know we're faster here if we can get the run, which we do, around David Starr to the inside of J.J. Yealy. 3 wide down the main straightaway to Indianapolis. A little bit of contact. Morgan Shepherd gets crashed big time, and we have the end of the stage. Boy, that wasn't that great, was it? Well, yeah. So nobody's pitting. We still have 15 laps of fuel, but we have stronger tires than the rest of the folks, so that'll be good. We won't pit, and we'll be going back to the green here. Still in 33rd position, but again, we have more fuel on board, better tires. It'll be interesting to see if everybody has to pit before the end of the stage, and Morgan Shepherd's car is absolutely destroyed in my rearview mirror. As we get back to racing there, Lupton got into me just a little bit. And we've got a lot of rivals here in turn 1 as Lupton hits me again. Morgan Shepherd hits me. We get away with it for now. Lupton's giving me a big shove into turn 3. We've got to get out of the back of the pack here because Lupton is going to kill me here. Wow. Surprised he got away with that one. We'll block Majeski, but you know he's going to give me a shot down the back straightaway. So big push from Majeski. Sends us off into turn 3. We're going to run the high line here, try to get around him, stay around him. Whoa, a lot of contact there. I just tried to stay ahead of Majeski, didn't quite do it. Stephen Light. Oh boy. That was the J.R. Hildebrand line out of there. That was not what we wanted to do. And now Ray Black Jr. all over the back of me. This feels like Ricky Bobby with all the contact and people trying to wreck me. We finally get around Ray Black, so now hopefully we can settle in here, try to get around Stephen Light, who we know is not pleased with me either. Nor is Morgan Shepherd, who I think somehow is ahead of us again. I must have missed the point where Morgan Shepherd went from being crashed to passing me, but regardless, I'm going to work to the outside of Stephen Light as he crowds me out just a little bit going into turn 3, but we are just going to power around the outside of him. And now in behind Morgan Shepherd and David Starr, a couple cars that are not particularly friendly with me either. And certainly David Starr isn't going to be friendly after that shot we just gave him in the back. Look at Morgan Shepherd's car. That is not aerodynamic in the least bit. Speaking of Ricky Bobby, he's running a Ricky Bobby scheme. All right, in behind David Starr, shoving him off into turn 1. That was a big shot to David Starr, but it didn't end up working out for me yet. Turn 2. It seems like turn 2 and 4, the AI are a little bit worse, particularly out of turn 4. So most of our passes will happen coming on to the main straightaway. As we go down the back straightaway here, still in 34th position, in behind Morgan Shepherd. To the outside of him we go. Can we clear both him and Yaley out of turn 3? Indeed we can. Now in behind David Starr, we know he's probably going to go fairly slow out of here in turn 4. And we'll go to the outside of him as well. Down the main straightaway, trying to get a draft off of Sieg.
Hold your line.
Not quite working because Starr is there. Starr's got the draft. Starr's going to pull around for now. Crash just in front.
Are underneath.
Kennedy piles us up, but nobody's still pitting, so we're going to come in again, seeing as we have quite a bit of damage from the various incidents we've been involved in so far. So Hemrick out of the race at the moment. He wasn't involved in that crash, so it kind of makes me wonder when that happened. But here we go, back to racing. And the lap is, well, 5 laps to go. We have 20 laps of fuel remaining in our tank. So by the end of this stage, I imagine everybody's going to come into the pits, which will be advantageous for us, seeing as we won't have to come in with the rest of the field. Whether they have to pit under the green or under the yellow, we will move up into contention here, hopefully. As we get a nice run down the back straightaway, strategy once again playing a part, just kind of hanging back on the first couple corners and then turning up the wick as we get into 3 and 4. So, Majeski just out in front of us. We know Majeski's angry with us. Lupton's angry with us. Carl Long is not. Garrett Smithley probably should be. So we're going to get into Majeski there, just get rid of him. I tried to dispatch him, but didn't quite work. We got the draft off of Lupton, though. And into turn 1, I actually lifted off early there to try to get the run off.
Hold your line.
Which we'll be able to do for now, but Lupton was very upset with me there. Majeski just giving me a big shove through turn 2, and we're just going to have to ride off of him here, otherwise he's going to put us up in the fence. Again, we're driving down the back straightaway here. He's putting me up in the fence. Contact, scraping our way all the way down the back straightaway. This is like pod racing. Sebulba and Anakin, as we go around the outside, make that move around the outside. Now, drive it off into turn 4. Lupton got down on the apron there. We'll get a huge run off of turn 4. Smack Lupton one more time just for the S's and G's, and now in behind Garrett Smithley, a huge run over 190 miles an hour into turn number 1. Around the outside of Ray Black, we know he's going to be upset with me as well, so hopefully we can clear him fairly quickly. As a little bit of contact with Morgan Shepherd, can't quite clear him, and now Ray Black's going to give me a little bit of trouble here on the straightaway. Well, Garrett Smithley's going to give me a little bit of trouble there here on the straightaway. And that brought out the yellow. Wow, they're just throwing the yellows for every little thing, but I guess it's an Indianapolis race. They're trying to make everything exciting. Still no pit stops occurring. Still no pit stops occurring. This is interesting. There are some pit stops happening at the back, or at the front, and that makes me think that I should be coming in as well. So we've got a lot of fast cars back here with us. So that makes me think that we might be on the right strategy here. Hopefully these fast cars kind of dispatch the slow cars quickly in front of us, so that helps me get to the front. We'll see how this all works out. Brendan gone to the outside. He pulls away from me just a little bit there. But we are staying in the draft of gone pretty well here. You can see how slow the AI cars are getting slow, or how much the AI cars are getting slowed down, the fast ones anyway, by the slow ones. So if we can start getting around the cars that are on our same strategy, that's going to really help us later on in this race as we get in behind Brendan gone. Everybody very spread out going here into turn 3. We'll work to the extreme inside, almost make it 4 wide. That would not work. 4 wide in turn 4. Only lines up number-wise with lots of 4s, but I don't think it would really work out all that well. Now in behind the Roush cars, and Majeski actually gets out of the way for Ryan Reed. So that's interesting. We're going to lift off here. I'm going to try to follow Gone around the outside here, I think. It's going to be the way to go. You can see how fast Gone was able to make that move there up top, and we're going to try to clear William Byron. Not going to happen. We're way out of the groove there. I did not get the entry I wanted, and we're falling back. So apparently having the fast cars up here is only slowing the field down a little bit more. Byron now works to the inside of Lupton. So that makes me think that maybe Lupton will be able to be passed here in turn 1. No, he's going to sneak down to the inside, so we're going to give him a shot going into turn 4. And I really shoved him off into turn 4 there. And around the outside of Lupton we go, and up into that position. Using Carl Long as a drafting partner. Thank you, teammate. I appreciate it. And we'll follow William Byron up through this field if we can. Oh, Smithley just gets in front of me there, in behind Stephen Light. Nice draft going on there, down to the inside. Look at that move in turn 2. You can pass at Indianapolis. There's always the thing everyone's like, oh, you can't pass in stock cars in Indianapolis. Yes, you can. You just need a little bit of traffic. And here we go. To the outside of J.J. Yaley. Nice pass there to the outside. Again, in behind William Byron, Ray Black Jr. all the way down to the bottom in turn 3. That's going to slow up William Byron because Ray Black was very slow off of there. Coleslaw Custard is up in this mix. Regan Smith up in this mix. Oh, contact. Excuse me, not Regan Smith, Justin Allgaier. Whoa, and there goes William Byron. There goes William Byron. Spin, crash. Wait, Ray Black Jr. involved. No yellow.
All right.
What in tarnation? J.J. Yaley around. Yaley saves it. We'll get around. Stephen Light gave us a huge shot. He tried to wreck me. Ended up wrecking himself. Not sure how nothing happened there, but J.J. Yaley's now aggravated with me, so he'll give me a good shot down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Just a little bit of a lift there, but we finally have some clear track, and we'll try to really capitalize on this. Obviously, the corners are going to be where we start to make things up. Flat out through turn 4. Absolutely flat out through turn 4. Now we have stops as well. Pit stops occurring as well. One car coming into the pits, I think that's Brennan Poole. Hard to tell. I didn't see the running order. You probably know it better than I did, who came in and who didn't. As we work around the outside of David Starr, trying to get him here. I think we may get him in turn 2 if we can just get that better line through here, flat out. We're as fast as we can go. Nope, David Starr just going to hold on to that. Just going to hold on to that for now. I think we're going to get him down into turn 4, though. It always seems like we have just a slightly better run in turn 4 than the rest of the field. For whatever reason, they don't run quite the right line through there. As we just get into turn 3, have to lift off the gas a little bit, give Starr a little bit of a shot going out of turn 3. Now to the outside we go. He's loose. He was very loose through there. Cars pitting, cars peeling off. A bunch of cars now. We go up to 19th place. 21 laps to go. The fuel Ironically enough, last 220. So are these people who are pitting now going to have to pit again? William Byron is all the way back up into this mix. That's unbelievable. But William Byron is in this mix again. He's right behind us. Holy cow. So William Byron's going to make this very difficult. But maybe he won't. Maybe he's actually going to help us using a little bit of draft there in turn number 3.
Stay high.
Going into turn number 3, William Byron looking to the inside. Oh, this is it. I think we're going to get David Starr here. If we can just arc around the outside. There goes Starr. He's going to get slowed up. And he actually slowed up William Byron just a little bit for us down the down the main straightaway, up in 6th place. So we are just ahead of a lot of we're just behind the guys who were on the same strategy with. I wish I could have passed more of them if William Byron had spun in front of me. I think we would have. We had to avoid that crash. In doing so, kind of screwed us a little bit. So Byron in behind us. We can try to keep Byron behind us. There's a lot of cars coming out of the pits just in front of the leaders. So that's going to slow them up a little bit. That's going to allow William Byron and I hopefully to get up back through the field. Dylan Lupton, I think, is the next car to go, or the car we are about to lap here. It's possibly the 33 car, though. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of red and white and black cars in the Xfinity series. So it's hard to tell sometimes which car we're coming up behind, but regardless, William Byron giving us that nice draft down the main straightaway here. And we've got 5th position, 19 laps to go. There's lots and lots of lap traffic coming out of the pits now. So now we're going to find out where we shake out. And also the fact, if you think about it, we're not going to need a full load of fuel by the end of this race. We've got 12 laps. We're only going to need to get fuel for 8 laps. I think I'm going to go possibly with right side tires. I think we're going to need to. So I think we're going to need to go 1 can. That'll give us 10 laps. That'll account for any possible green-white checkers that will occur, should there be some. And obviously also actually get us to the end of the race. So lots of cars running different lines down the main straightaway here. We're 4.7 seconds behind Coleslaw here. So it's going to take a lot of effort to get back up to Slaw. But I think we're all right here as we're just keeping the car in the groove. Here comes William Byron. Oh, he almost looked to the inside. I thought he was going to get me there. Didn't quite do it, though. Now in behind the lap traffic. Byron's still just pushing me down the straightaway. Once we get to this group, I think we're going to have a lot easier time getting around them because we're going to have their draft. But right now, we're just getting pushed. A little bit of a lift in the center of turn 3. Just trying to keep it low because that seems to be the line William Byron runs out of there. Everybody low in turn 4. And, of course, that hurts William Byron. It helps me. We were in a good, perfect line through turn 4. In behind Ross Chastain. Good draft here down the main straightaway. Don't think any of these guys are rivals, so that should help us get through the traffic relatively easily. Chastain to the outside. Armstrong just in front. Gonna follow Armstrong through turn 2. Get into the back of him. Just give him a shove through turn 2. Now here comes William Byron behind us. We need to choose wisely here. We're going to lose the place in traffic if we don't keep Byron behind us as Chastain keeps to the outside. And we'll go underneath Chastain, but I blew it. I blew it. I blew it. I blew it, I think. We'll have to hope that William Byron really gets held up here on the bottom. He's not going to get held up. Dang, I grabbed the brakes in the middle of the corner, and that hurt me way too much. We do have a run here on William Byron. We got to hope that he gets blocked here by Kennedy in turn 1. He doesn't, but I didn't get blocked either.
Stay on the bottom.
So now Bubba Wallace may stand in Byron's way in turn 2, and Indy will. So that makes things a little bit more interesting here. Come on, Bubba, keep in front of him. Keep in front of him. Doesn't look like he's going to keep in front of him. We may have just lost 5th place. We got to hope we get through turn 4 a little bit better than William Byron. It's the only thing we can hope for, and not get held up too much by Bubba. Doesn't look like we will, though. Bubba's going to be on the outside of turn 4. And William Byron was slow out of turn 4, but we do have a yellow. We do have a yellow. So there goes that great strategy. We're going to go for 4, but with 1 can of fuel, no repairs. There are Kane's not pitting. There's a couple guys not pitting. This is interesting. 14 cars on the lead lap. We are at the back of the lead lap. So here we go. Tyler Reddick is the car that got the wave around, but of course he's way in the back of the field, so he won't be a factor.
Clear low.
We're working behind William Byron here on the restart at Indianapolis.
Keep it right there.
We have 18 laps of fuel remaining. Less than 10, or just about 11 laps to go. So we're good on fuel now. We are absolutely golden on fuel. As we work down the back straightaway, it's now
Hold your line.
up to speed to see if we can get this win. J.J. Yaley, or no, excuse me, that's not J.J. Yaley, that's Eric Jones up here at the front of the field. Had to lift out of it a little bit there. Couldn't quite get the run I like to get through turn 4, but we are up here in the front of the pack, so this is good. We're right where we need to be. 11 to go at the line. Actually had to lift off going into turn 1. There was nowhere for me to go. But again, we are right up with this pack. Lots of movement in that pack. Everybody's kind of jinking and janking around for position. We'll lose a little bit of ground here because we didn't get that exit off of turn 2. Of course, my car's not very good in the straightaways, so we can't really rely on straightaway speed. It's all about the corner speeds. Just get it down along the white line there. A little bit of contact with Eric Jones. Nothing too significant. Into turn 4. Can we get that run? Looking to the extreme inside, right on the white line, but not crossing it. And we get to the inside of Eric Jones. Not going to quite get there, though, yet. We're going to cross the line here. 10 laps to go.
All right, 10 to go. Keep it nice
In the race. Keeping it to the outside. Slightly running a different line than Eric Jones, just trying to figure out some way to get around it, and that's not going to work. And we lose ground there. So we should have been in behind Eric Jones instead of trying to run around the outside of turn 2. We know we can't make that run work, so it's going to be Almirola getting a huge run down the main down the back straightaway just because of that lost momentum out of turn 2. So turn 3, good corner there for me. Turn 4, we know we got an advantage in turn 4. Unless I do that.
Watch your speed.
Thankfully, we didn't spin, didn't lose too much time. We are just absolutely getting mollywopped on the straightaway here. But we are ahead of Tyler Reddick, and just in front of Dakota Armstrong we go. So we're going to need a yellow to get back into this, but that's certainly a possibility. Into turn 2, just keeping it right down. And we are fast. Suddenly the car really has come alive in this stint of the race. And in behind Daniel Suarez we go. Getting that run. 3 wide into turn number 3. Side by side with Joey Gase. That is way out there for Joey Gase.
Stay right there.
Into turn 4. And the run. The inside of Suarez and Cook down the back down the main stretch with a net just in front of us. We're gonna do this. Yes, we are.
Keep it right there.
Nice move down to the inside of Michael Annette. The 3 wide pass is hard to pull off at Indianapolis, particularly in a stock car, but we got it done. And now I'm behind Brown. We're working our way back up through the field. Got 14 laps of fuel, but obviously less than that in the race. 7 to go. And behind Brown.
Keep it right
The outside now, and he's slow in turn 3.
Still there.
So we should be able to get him here in turn 4, I would imagine. Nice run to the outside. A little bit of difficulty getting around him. We're going to have a lot of cars with a big run on me, though. We're going to have to pretty much plate race block here. Blocking Gase. Okay, we're going to keep Brown to the inside because I think I can keep him behind, which we can. Right down along the white line, and now we set off in pursuit of that pack just ahead of us, the pack that was just behind us on the restart. So we can still get Tiff, we can still get Almirola, I think, by the end of this race, assuming there are no yellows. I think we're fast enough in turn 4, as you can just see how much time I'm losing on the straightaways by myself. Look at that. But in turn 3, nobody's going to touch me. Big advantage through there. Into turn 4. Another big advantage. This time, just the car ran a perfect line through there. Didn't even drop below 170. So now down the main straightaway. Crossing the line. 6 to go. Into turn 1, just a little bit of a lift there. Along the white line again, 171 is the minimum speed in the corner. Should be flat out through here, down to 168. So it seems like the car's slightly slower in 1 and 2, and in 3 and 4 we're slightly faster. Interesting. Down the back straightaway, they are pulling away because I'm just losing too much time here on the straightaways. You even see Suarez all over the back of me again. I tried to go flat out through 3. Yeah, that worked. That worked. Surprised it worked, but it did. And they just lose so much time. So much time through turn 4. I love a yellow. 5 laps to go. A little bit of a lift there. There's a little bit of speed on the exit. Dive it down into turn 2. But still, poor exit there. Suarez is going to get a run on the back of me, but really he's just going to increase my speed down the back straightaway. That's all he's really doing by drafting me. Can't quite have enough speed himself to pull around me. And we'll maintain the position for now. Into turn 4 again. This is where they have trouble, and you can see they just fall back a little bit. We'll try to do the IndyCar thing, break the draft. Doesn't seem like it's doing a whole lot because look at how much Suarez is closing in the rearview mirror. 4 to go. We're at Indianapolis. This would be a good result for us though, 14th. It's within the incentive contract. What we need to do, obviously I'd prefer a top 10, but unless we get a restart here, that's looking unlikely. Increasingly unlikely, I should say. It's again Suarez getting that run down the back straightaway. So we work to the outside, arc it in, just a little bit of a lift there. Tires are starting to go away just a little bit. So that's hurting our ability to drive around this track as fast as we were earlier. Obviously, it's also hurting that our engine is absolute garbage. But regardless of that, everything going okay here. With 3 laps to go, Suarez again trying, but not quite. Just twice lift there, lifted off twice, but somehow we managed to actually get a better exit speed there than I had in previous laps, so that's fine. 168 off the corner, which is a little bit better than it was the last lap, which was at 167. Here comes Gase around the outside. He's gonna get there. Joey Gase making that move, but not around the outside, I don't think. Not around the outside. That slowed us down. Now we're gonna make contact and turn number 4 around the outside we go. We lost a little bit of speed there, but again, it was really not that big of a deal because these guys are lappers anyway. Now Tyler Reddick is 1.5 seconds behind. And that's the concern right now. He's losing yet another position. But I don't think we will. I think this may be where we finish. We just hang on to it here the next couple laps. I'd kind of like a yellow right now. Again, I don't think we're going to get it. It would be nice though. What's interesting here is it looks like I actually would have been able to use the strategy I try to employ at plate tracks where I let somebody by who's faster, and then they help me out. Seems like these guys are actually helping me go faster down the straightaways, which is in turn helping my lap times. Well, we'll have to remember that next time we're in Indianapolis, but regardless, it's not going to happen this season. So you got 1 lap remaining in the race. We're holding on to this 14th, which is a pretty hard-fought and well-earned result here. Kind of wish there hadn't been quite as many yellows. I think if we had the race play out a bit more naturally, I think we would have probably finished in the top 10 if I hadn't spun out there in turn 4. Certainly, I think we would have gotten in the top 10. But 14th is a good result considering the length of this race and the difficulty of the track and the underpowered nature of my cars. Wow, Blake Cook was very low there in turn 3. Imagine he's going to take the same line in turn 4, which is going to screw him up royally as we get off of turn 4. Nice run. This pass is pretty much for no reason. But regardless, we are going to come across the line 14th. Decent result here at Indianapolis. So 14th, second to last on the lead lap, but again, I think I drove a pretty good race aside from 1 mistake in turn 4. But thankfully, I don't think it really cost us the win. Obviously, Ryan Reed was pretty hard to beat in this race. But then again, we were right behind him on one of the restarts, weren't we? So, you know, if things had gone a different way, maybe we could have been up there, maybe not, who knows. Money's always a good thing, and this is a pretty rich race. It's the reason it still exists. Almost 90,000, and it's going to be just about 100,000 with the motorsports business management paycheck that we got. And looking at the points, again, 17th overall, but in the chase, we're good for now. Let's head back to the race shop, see where we're headed next. So we did fulfill some incentive contract things, but of course we're not going to make it because of reasons. Next up is another Xfinity Series race, and this one's going to be at the Iowa Speedway. I like Iowa Speedway. It's got those short track qualities that mean that I've got a good shot of winning it. So hope to see you there. Thank you guys so much for watching this 50% race. Be sure to hit the like button and let me know down in the comments what were your favorite moments of this race. And we will see you for Xfinity Series Racing at Iowa in the next video.